Sometimes, we believe we're in control of our lives. We tell ourselves that every decision we make is driven by free will, conscious thought, and independence. But what if I told you that, at this very moment, an invisible molecule is influencing your every move? Its name is dopamine. You've probably heard of it before. You might even think you understand what it does. People often call it the happiness hormone, but that's not exactly accurate. Dopamine isn't the chemical of pleasure. It's the chemical of pursuit. It doesn't deliver joy directly. It sparks the desire for joy. It fuels your anticipation, ignites your curiosity, and pushes you to seek out rewards. It's the silent force behind every craving, every chase, every impulse to reach for more. And here's the deception. In the modern world, dopamine has stopped being a biological tool and become a digital leash. And most of us, we're the ones being pulled. Let's begin with how this system is supposed to work and how it's been corrupted. In nature, it's simple. You feel hunger, so you search for food. Once you find it, dopamine is released. This teaches your brain that effort equals reward. It's a perfect system for survival. You go through something hard, and your brain says, "Good job," with a burst of dopamine. You feel satisfied. You remember the process. You repeat it. This is how it worked for millions of years. Then came modern humans, and we found shortcuts. Today, we don't need to hunt. We don't need to struggle. We can access dopamine instantly. Open Instagram, scroll TikTok, bite into fast food, watch explicit content, sip an iced latte, buy something online. Each action creates a small dopamine burst and costs almost nothing. No real effort, no danger, no real investment of energy, just tap, swipe, click, reward. But this shortcut has a dark side. Your brain adapts. The more you feed it dopamine without struggle, the harder it becomes to enjoy real experiences. Deep conversation feels dull. Reading a long book? Too slow. Working on a difficult task? Feels unbearable. Long-term goals feel impossible. Why? Because your reward system has been spoiled. It's hooked on instant gratification. It craves only the prize and refuses the path that leads to it. And that's where a new word enters: dopamination. A term that captures how entire industries have monetized your mind. Marketers figured it out early. They stopped selling products. They started selling dopamine. Sugary snacks offer instant bliss. Social media gives fake approval. Online shopping brings the thrill of novelty. Substances like alcohol, nicotine, and caffeine hijack your reward system in seconds. You don't even crave the thing anymore. You crave the feeling it gave you last time. That flash of comfort, of stimulation, of escape. That's what companies fight for. Your dopamine response. Look at the apps around you. Spotify, Netflix, YouTube, Tinder, all optimized to trigger mini dopamine spikes. Autoplay, endless scrolling, personalized recommendations, all designed to keep you locked in. They know you won't stop. They've designed it that way. What does the science say? In 2021, a groundbreaking study in Nature Neuroscience revealed that overstimulation of the dopamine system causes it to lose sensitivity. It's called dopamine desensitization. Imagine your brain is a speaker. You keep cranking the volume. Eventually, the sound is distorted and muffled. You lose the clarity. You lose the magic. And now you need louder, stronger, faster stimulation just to feel something. It's digital addiction, plain and terrifying. Studies show that people addicted to social media, sugar, pornography, and even constant news consumption show reduced dopamine receptor activity in the prefrontal cortex. That's the part of the brain responsible for willpower, decision-making, and self-control. Here's the brutal irony. The more you indulge in what weakens you, the less power you have to resist it. Let's take a step back and see the bigger picture. You're not controlled by force. You're controlled through desire. You want success? They give you likes. You want love? They give you fast dating apps. You want to seem smart? They give you endless, shallow information. But none of it builds your depth. You're just running on a loop, like a lab rat in a dopamine maze. That's why you feel lazy. That's why everything feels hard. That's why you keep putting things off. And when you do start something, you hop from one thing to the next without finishing. Your brain is overstimulated and burnt out, and unless you cleanse it, you'll never regain your sense of freedom. How do you escape this cycle? The answer begins with a digital detox. Limit or completely avoid social media for at least 7 days. For better results, aim for 21. This is the reset window, where old habits die and new ones are born. Second, practice monotasking. Focus on one activity for at least 45 minutes, uninterrupted. This helps your brain rebuild its focus and resensitize to natural dopamine levels. Then, move your body. Exercise is one of the healthiest ways to stimulate dopamine. Not extreme sports, just daily movement, regularity over intensity. Also, prioritize sleep and nutrition. Sleep deprivation reduces dopamine. Poor diet scrambles its regulation. Eat protein-rich foods. Cut down sugar. Stick to a routine. Incorporate meditation. Try breathwork. These aren't just wellness trends. This is neurological recovery. And finally, embrace delayed gratification. Don't rush to reward yourself. Learn to wait. Let your brain rediscover the beauty of patience. Train it to pursue, not just receive. Let dopamine return to being your guide, not your master. Here's the most important truth of all. Your brain can change. Neuroplasticity isn't theory, it's reality. You can retrain your reward system. You can reset. You can feel again. You don't have to live at the mercy of cravings. You can lead. You can choose. Yes, it's harder than scrolling. Yes, it's slower. Yes, it takes discipline, honesty, and will. But what you gain in return, clarity, agency, strength, is worth every moment of effort. So the next time you reach for your phone, ask yourself one question. Is this really me choosing, or is it dopamine making the call? Because if you don't control your reward system, someone else already is. True freedom begins when addiction ends. When dopamine becomes your compass again, not your cage, but only if you hold the map.